Guys, I have another story for you guys. You ready to hear it? All right, let's get into it. Okay, so you know how yesterday we had a story about the Melissa with the shadow and all of that. So there's more to her stories. So let me grab a cranberry juice so I can pour it into my cup and then we can begin. So 1 second. Now I need some juice because this is pretty good. I think it's good. I mean, you guys let me know in the comments how you guys feel about the story. So in my last video, we spoke about how Melissa, which is not her real name, I changed her name for privacy purposes. She used to go home later than usual after school because of the simple fact that she was afraid of being home alone because of the noises that she would hear. So when they first moved into the house, Melissa was 8 years old, and she had seen things move from time to time, and she would notice that doors would close with no one there. However, she didn't really put any mind to it because every time she brought it up to her mom would just assure her it's just the wind. You know, once you open the door downstairs, the wind travels around the house. Of course, after the time passed, Melissa realized this is not just the wind. This is not just the house settling. There's no way. So after this first encounter, this is when she decided to start taking delays to get home. Like I said it before, this is the late 90s. So when Melissa would get home, of course, her mom would call her just to verify she was home. So one afternoon after school, Melissa unlocks the door, walks into the house. She goes to the kitchen. She grabs a couple of snacks. She's making her way up the stairs with her book bag on to the back room because that's where her room was with her mom. Making her way to the back room, she can hear the front room door kind of like crack open, and she just associated with, I did open the front door. That was just a gush of wind. She didn't think it was anything paranormal or an entity or anything like that. On her way to the back room, she can hear the front room door kind of like crack open, and she just associated with, I did open the front door. That was just a gush of wind. She didn't think it was anything paranormal. So of course, as she's unwinding, she has her little TV on in the room with a little DVD player. She flips over to channel 25 where TNT is displaying the times of the next movies, because back in the day in the late 90s, there were no apps where you can just stream your movies and you can pause and forward and rewind movies. There was none of that. There was no Fire Stick. There was none of that. So she literally had to look at the times of the next movies that were going to play and choose which movie she was going to watch and wait till that time for that movie to start. So she was just planning her day. She knew she needed to do homework. She knew she needed to take a shower. She knew she needed to eat. She knew she needed to get her things done before mom got home. Personally, for me, somebody being this young and this organized is pretty impressive. But back to the story. She's walking towards the bathroom that was next to the front room. The middle room, she can hear a sigh, and she looks towards the door and she waits, but she doesn't hear anything. She, once again, dismisses it and says it's probably the wind from outside. My brain is overstimulated because I'm by myself and thinking 20 million things. I did not hear a sigh. I heard the wind. So she walks into the bathroom, she locks the door, she looks over at the clock. Now, there was no cell phones at this time, so her mom had a clock in the bathroom so that way she can see what time it is to make sure she's not taking too long in the bathroom and she's leaving on time for school and stuff like that during the morning. And, you know, her mom leaves on time for any kind of appointments that she may have. She can see a clock while she showers so that way she doesn't overextend her time in the bathroom. So Melissa begins to shower and she hears a knock at the bathroom door. And she kind of says, hold on, Mom, give me 1 second. I'm showering. I just walked in. I know that I didn't finish everything I needed to finish too, but let me finish taking a shower and I'll be right out. She realizes when she looks over at the clock, there's no way her mom is home. She still has 30 more minutes to go to get home. There's no possible way. And then it dawns on her, maybe she didn't lock the front door. Maybe she left it unlocked and in a hurry to grab her snacks and go upstairs, maybe somebody broke in and she didn't hear the door open. So she's thinking of every scenario possible that someone must have broken into the house. She waits another 20 minutes in the shower. She leaves the water running because she doesn't want that person or whoever it is on the other side of the door to realize that she caught on that that's not her mom. So she's playing it cool. She's saying back to the person on the other side of the door, I'll be right out, but she's trying to keep her voice easy as she's saying it. Like she doesn't want to have a crack in her voice or anything like that to lead anyone on the other side of the door that she caught on. Wraps herself in the towel and she starts looking for quietly some type of weapon that she could use, that when she opens that bathroom door, she can hit that person with it and make a run for it. Now, the only thing she could find was the plunger, so she grabbed the plunger. She braced herself. In her head, she said 1, 2, 3. She flung the door open, and there was nobody there. She stepped into the hallway, looked into the front room, didn't see anyone. Looked down the hall where her room was at. No one was there. She looked over the railing towards the stairs. There was no one there. She stood in the hallway still and waited for someone to say something or someone to run up to her, and no one came out. There was not a single sound throughout the house. Now, Melissa was scared, so mind you, she's 9 years old. She's super scared. She makes her way to the room and she locks the door behind her. Once she's in her room, she turns on the TV and she just puts on her clothes. She puts on some socks, she puts on some shoes just in case. And she's sitting at the edge of her bed looking at the TV, just trying to calm her nerves. And she's trying to rationalize what she heard. Like, did she make it up? Was it all in her head? Like, what's going on? So she looked over at her clock in her room, her digital clock in her room, and she realized, okay, my mom still has another 15 minutes to get home. Let me see if I can make it outside and wait for her outside, because I don't know what's going on and I don't want to risk it. So Melissa grabs all her things and she opens the door of her room. She looks down the hall. There is nobody there. She grabs her house keys in one hand and she takes one of the keys and puts it between her fingers like this. So there's a key like this sticking out of her knuckles. So just in case she needs to punch somebody in the face, she can. Now, mind you, she left the plunger in her room and she took the keys instead. She makes a run for it down the stairs, and when she finally gets to the bottom of the steps, she realizes that her front door is open and she doesn't see anyone downstairs. She can see from where she's standing at the bottom of the steps, she can see somewhat into the kitchen, but not fully. And she just like leans over a little bit to see if she can see somebody in the kitchen, and there's nobody in the kitchen. She looks at the door, she's like, I know I locked this door. And all of a sudden, she hears a snake coming out of the front room. A snake. And it's hissing, and she can hear it coming almost over the railing of the steps, but she can't see because the railing is like a wall. So it sounded like it was coming around the wall, and she starts backing up towards the door that she believes that she saw was open. Turns around to run out the door, and the door is freaking closed. The door's closed. She hits the door with her face, and she's just like, what? When she came to, she could hear someone laughing at her from the top of the steps, and with her nerves shot, she opened up the door and ran out the door. She left the front door open, and when her mom got home, found her on the steps crying because of what she had seen, what she had heard, and what had happened to her. Her mom chalked it up to her watching too many scary movies. Her mom didn't believe her. So guys, what do you think it was?